Wait, no, actually, let's talk about USC versus Minnesota because USC has another game coming up pretty quickly, just afternoon on Sunday. So let's go ahead and get that recap out now. All right. Before I do, huge shout out to Jazzy Davidson. She was named as a McDonald's All-American this week. Hashtag Burger Girl. We had 3 last season. That's another one this season. So huge shout out to you and congratulations to you, Jasmine Davidson. Of course, we're going to be watching that game and rooting for you, making sure our Trojan girl gets it done, but hopefully she comes back with the MVP in that game. I'm pretty sure she can. Now, let's get on to this game. USC versus Minnesota, I feel like it had the potential to be a trap game. USC is coming off of 7, 8 days off. You have Iowa, the Caitlin Clark jersey retirement game looming in the shadows. Iowa's not necessarily living up to expectations this season, but still a big game with a lot of eyes that are going to be on it. So I'm pretty sure it ate up a little bit of, brain space. Occupied a little bit of space there. I was thinking that it could be a trap game. Not necessarily that they would lose, but that it would just be a tougher win than you would expect. And Minnesota's a good team. They got the win, 69-82 on their home court, handled their business, did what they were supposed to do. Kiki Ifiafen, she's player of the game, obviously, 9 for 11 in this game. She had 11 rebounds. We know she can do that. She had a couple steals. We know she can do that. All right, 23 points. We know she can do that. The big thing for me was the 2 3-pointers. 2 of 2 from the 3-point line. If she continues that, obviously she's not going to go 100%. But if she even demonstrates the ability to hit 1 3-pointer per game consistently for the rest of the season and even in the tournament, that does a lot for her draft stock. I've seen, her stock rising and lowering all over the place on mock draft boards. But if you can go ahead and add, she can consistently hit a 3-pointer to her resume, she's out of there. She's out of there. And guaranteed to be a WNBA All-Star. Not next season, but soon. All right. Clarice Akinwafu got her first start. Held up pretty good. We saw this last season when she had to start against UCLA, and she held up pretty well. I love when Clarice gets minutes. It was bad that Rhea couldn't start, but it's just day-to-day. So that's a good thing. She'll probably be back, likely be back by the Iowa game. I won't say probably, but there's a good chance because she's listed as day-to-day. TiVo, she did well in this game. 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. That was my big thing, is they were 40% from the 3-point line in this one. 11 for 27 as a team. That's something they've been getting better and better at all season. If you watch any of my videos throughout the first 5 or 6 games of the year, maybe the first 10 games of the year, their 3-point shooting was in the toilet. Now they have several players over 35%. Juju Watkins. I know for a fact Avery is over 35%. Kennedy Smith is really, really, really close. They're doing it. They're getting it done. Kennedy Smith in this one didn't really have a lot of points, just 9 points. She handled her business though. 9 points and 5 rebounds. Defensive presence, of course. Juju Watkins, a slow first half. I was in the chat with Everybody Loves Juju. Everybody Loves Juju 12. You guys may see her in some of the comments. Go ahead and join her or subscribe to her channel if you haven't already. But I was in the chat room on her channel talking about how I just watched Sarah Williams from Wisconsin have 2 points at halftime and then turn it around in the second half, ended up with 22 and the win. And if she could do it, I had a lot of faith that Juju Watkins could do it. And that's exactly how it played out. She came out in the second half, played a lot better. I believe she was 50% from the field in the second half. So while it may look like she had a bad game, 7 for 24, it really was just a bad half. All right, same thing we saw at Notre Dame. It looked like a bad game. I think she was 10 for 25 in that game. It was really one bad quarter where she was 1 for 8. And then she was 9 for 17 the other 3. So, in my opinion, she got it turned around well, did what she does on defense, passed the ball, moved it around well, only had 3 turnovers. I say only had 3 turnovers. It wasn't that bad. So, a decent game in my opinion. What I love to see, though, Avery 4 for 6 from 3. Now remember, she was just 4 from 7 not too long ago when she led the team with 18 points. Now here she is, 4 for 6 from 3. She's becoming a lethal threat from the 3-point line right now. Like, teams seeing Avery open is starting to become a oh no in slow motion type of deal, right? And so she's going to start drawing a lot more attention. If USC is able to capitalize off of that gravity that she's now developing, they become even more deadly. Especially with as much gravity as Juju Watkins already has. She's getting double and triple teamed every time she puts the ball on the floor. Kiki Ifiafen, she demands a lot of attention defensively as well. So I'm not sure they even have the extra attention to pay to Avery but they're going to have to find a way. And when they do, Juju Watkins, Kaylee Heckle, the rest of the team, make sure you take advantage. Kaylee Heckle had another super athletic layup in this game. she's starting to become, well, she was already one of my favorite freshmen coming in, but she's starting to become really entertaining when she flashes that athleticism. She's sneaky athletic. And this is maybe the third or fourth time this season that she's had just a crazy layup that not many other players in the country can reproduce. It was something that maybe she practices it, maybe she doesn't. It was a spur of the moment type thing that it needed to be done, and she did it. I love those kind of spontaneous moments. Players who can shoot off platform and kind of do things that other players can't do and go off script. That was beautiful from her. I really like seeing that. Just that combination of her athleticism and IQ out there on the court. I still don't think it's been fully unlocked or unleashed on the rest of the country, but Kaylee's going to be something special. She already is something special, but she's going to be even more. Trust me. This is really just the beginning. Between her and Avery Howe starting to really take a step up, yeah, I'm feeling really good about this team and their chances moving forward. Now, I do want to talk about what seems to be a pattern of players falling into USC's players' knees and ankles. And they're not doing it. I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose or anything like that. But it's been a few games in a row now, Indiana, Purdue, and now Minnesota, where we're seeing players fall over on USC, but not USC players falling over on them. I just want to point that pattern out. Guys are getting conveniently clumsy when it comes to being around other players' knees and legs, and you guys need to tighten that up. Have to tighten that up. We all know if you've ever had an unskilled player on the floor, they're the liability. They're the one you want to avoid because they're the one that's most likely to hurt somebody. And so that's all. I'll leave it at that. Tighten up. All right? You guys are D1 players. You shouldn't be falling over players' ankles and Achilles. Seriously. Beyond that, not much that I want to really, parsed in this game. It wasn't the smoothest game at all. It wasn't anything that I want to necessarily nitpick either. It just was a good game. Just was a good game. Another developing game for the team. It was just, like I said, huge to see Avery Howe go 4 for 6 and just continue to establish herself as a huge threat from the 3-point line. And also Kiki Ifiafen knocking down those threes like she did. Those were my main takeaways from this game. Looking ahead to the game versus Iowa, like I said, not a team whose record is putting any fear in the heart of USC players right now. But 14-7, 4-6 in the conference, not scary, but it's not too far off from where Indiana and Michigan is either. And neither of those two teams are giving you any easy wins, especially if USC comes in and gets off to another slow start, like we've seen them be susceptible to. So hopefully they come in on point and they take care of business from tip and not get themselves together, later on in the game. But Iowa, look, they're going to be hyper motivated to win too. They're going to be hyper motivated with Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement, with the crowd making all the noise in the world. Like, that crowd's going to be electric. The most electric that building will probably be all season long. So this is not an easy win. Nothing's guaranteed. You have to go in there and they have to take care of business. And I'm expecting them to do so, but expectations and reality are two different things sometimes. So hopefully they get off to a fast start. That's really what I want to see. Just come out, take the crowd away early, and then it'll be a much easier game for them. But if they let that crowd stay in it, it could get rough. It could get rough. I don't know. Looking forward to seeing that game. I love Hannah Stokey. I love Aaliyah Guyton over there. They have some players from Wisconsin that I'm fans of, Strimlo and Taylor. So, Strimlo and Mulaney. Sorry. But can't wait to watch the game personally. Think it's going to be a USC game all the way through and through, but I'm hoping that it's actually a tight game just so we can get some entertainment value out of it. Other than that, I don't know. I'll wrap this one up here, you guys. I don't think there's much to talk about from that Minnesota game. It was just a great game from Kiki Ifiafen, another great game from Avery Howe, and another one in the books for USC. Catch you guys on the next one.